The herb garden will need watering, as will the farm plots. To the north of this path is a river you can get water from to do that. Though I would advise you not linger there too long. The water spirit is only so patient, and our deal can only keep him sated for a time. Also, you'll need to keep an eye on your surroundings. Some of the wisps like to play games with visitors. Harmless things, really. Sometimes they borrow things from you only to leave them in your path a few feet ahead. Or they drop small stones into your pockets. It's harmless fun to them, but still, I'd rather not have a cascade of stones in my home this evening. Do not mind them. They like to follow me around when I work. They won't harm you. They aren't the only ones that like to follow me around, though. That's a scorpet, a minor subspecies of the scorpion demons. They can't speak or do much for themselves, but they are sweet creatures who enjoy a simple and happy life amongst the flowers and trees. I permit them to stay here as they help keep the spirits happy. Ah, there's always something on this path. Just a moment. No, I'm fine. Just the shackles, being their usual annoying selves. Come. We've a ways to go yet. I told you, my forest is home and haven to many besides myself. And while I am not as famous as the Monkey King, the Six-Eared Macaque, the Demon Bull family, and so on, I have enough fame and power to protect them. Or rather, I did. Save your breath, young one. Unless your friends somehow find a way to unshackle us from each other, we're stuck together. And that means we must help each other. And while I don't fully believe they will manage to unshackle us before the celestial binding shackle opens on its own, it will be interesting to see if this new generation has the bravery to challenge the old fools of the high above. They already have. What do you mean? The gold-banded staff now resides with the monkey kid, and he recently defeated the Lady Bone Demon. I thought the Bone Witch was sealed long ago by the great Tang monk, locked within a skeleton tomb. Ah, I see. She bewitched the demon Bull King, then the Spider Queen to gain power enough to strike. Clever witch. Tell me, young one, Is she sealed now? Dead? Huh. Perhaps there is something true left of the great sage equal to heaven's nature after all. We will patrol this side of the forest for a while. Make sure no one foolish is testing my boundaries. Come. Oh no. It doesn't bother me that old Sun Wukong didn't stop his student killing the Bone Witch. I, like many in the know about the Bone Demon's delusional plan, were unhappy at Heaven's demand for her sealing. The knowledge that she is finally in the care of King Yama and the 10 Kings will help me sleep better from now on. Do not get complacent, young one. Not all inhabitants of my forest are so kind as them. Some are mischief makers, and some, though usually only during seasonal hunts, are quite vicious when they encounter strangers. Yes, it is dangerous. But this place is my home, young one. The place I made mine when everything and everyone else shunned me. I will not surrender it without a fight. And I will not allow the pompous and self-serving ones from high above to tarnish my sanctuary. It seems my forest enjoys knocking you off your feet. Come, up you get. There. Now, we follow this path and we'll come to a river. We can cross using the stepping stones. From there, we follow the river downstream. It's a boundary between my territory and that of an elderly tortoise demon. He claims to be millennia older than the current Jade Emperor, but still fit and able. If anyone tried to depose him, I think even the forest would strike them down for such a crime. Oh no, we're not friends. Merely acquaintances who share a boundary. Young one, demons don't just help each other. There's always a price to pay, a trade between them. Tit for tat, I believe, is the most common way of saying it these days. It's part of the reason most demons are so particular about hunting season. Those of us with land and title to our name get a little bit more obsessive with our care and maintenance of the lands we own. And those who seek to try and claim it from us, well, I'm sure you've heard stories of certain demon clans becoming extinct overnight. And given that you're from the city, I'm fairly certain you're more than aware of the spider clan's insistent thriving ability. despite how limited their numbers have become. And while having a clan to fall back on is considered a great strength, it is also considered a great honor and testament to one's own strength and power if they can survive hunting season alone. Normally, I don't have any problems. But, thanks to you and your misguided efforts to save a distressed maiden, I currently have to deal with hunting season with limited power. Stop. It's one of the water spirits. We go no further this way. If one of them is confident enough to be sat out of the water and humming that way, means they're trying to lure someone in. And I'd rather not get involved in one of their hunts. Come, we leave them be. It's safer for everyone involved that way. No. Even without the celestial binding shackle currently limiting my powers, I would not have approached. Water spirits and any demon with affiliation to water in general are best avoided. They're known for their cunning and clever ways of tricking people into the shallows. And before a person can react, they're in too deep to save themselves from drowning. I've seen it happen often enough to know that that's how they hunt, young one. It may not sound fair, but that's the way of life out here. No. The watering of the herb garden and the farm plots can wait until tomorrow. I'd rather not have you get dragged into the river before we get these shackles removed. I'll wait for you further along the path. Do you want the good news, the bad news, or the abysmal news first? Good choice. I managed to find several methods, if you can call them that, of removing the celestial binding shackle you used. However, yes, that's where the bad news comes in. Several of these methods are so antiquated, it's laughable that they were even recorded. I mean, really, shattering a celestial binding shackle is nigh on impossible without something like, say, the gold-banded staff at your disposal. Something we both know is not going to happen anytime soon. Yes, that's all the bad news I have for you. Would you like the abysmal news next or the good news? The good news is that I have found a method that will work in removing the binding shackles from you. The only problem is the ingredient we need only grows in the celestial realm. I could try and convince Najar to send us some, but I have no idea how long it would take for it to come. Time works very differently up there, and sending things down here could be rather difficult if I can't give a believable excuse for wanting such a rare ingredient. I understand you require it urgently, but Najar isn't exactly going to be very pleased with me if I just suddenly start demanding access to the Celestial Gardens. Is something wrong, young one? A celestial bloom. Which bloom? Oyama magnolia, specifically golden bloom. Golden Oyama magnolia. I have 3 celestial magnolia trees in my private garden, but I am unsure if any of them will bloom gold. 3? Well, that certainly increases the chances. But the amount of celestial energy needed, my son. Mother, you have been at work all day. Come and eat something at once. Yes, Mother, at once. I'll call you back. Did my ears deceive me? Or was that Princess Ironfan's voice I just heard? Do I know her? Young one, anyone who has lived in the celestial realm knows her. One of the brave few who dared turn her back on all the pompous and grandeur that is the high above, in the name of finding love in someone who actually appreciated her for her strength. She is not only an idol to the young and innocent maidens up there, but well respected and even beloved by the women of the mortal realm and those who end up in the underworld. The sheer amount of strength she governs is something very few women manage to obtain and hold on to for as long as she has. And that's before you consider who she's married to. The Demon Bull clan is one of the oldest clans in the world, founded even before the great Jade Emperor took his throne. But we can discuss that another day. The sheer amount of celestial energy needed for those magnolias to bloom. Even if I wasn't shackled, the expense. This is the worst time to be in this situation. Your trust in your friends, young one, is admirable. But you will excuse this old fox if she is less than willing to pin all her hopes on children. Young one, even someone as old as Sun Wukong is a child compared to me. Now, take a breath. Oh, oh, these blasted shackles. I hope this friend of yours is correct when he says there's a method of removing them. Yes, young one, I suppose I am incredibly wary of people. When one has lived as long as I have, and endured betrayal countless times, I'm sure it's understandable. People in positions of power, especially, are very good at lying, and only the naive and the stupid believe without question every word spoken by them. No matter. When your friend calls you back and gives you more information, I will show you to my garden. For today, go back to your room and rest. Once I have meditated and regained the power I have lost, I'll bring you a meal. Finally, some good news. I was about to throw these damn books into the wall. Golden Oyama magnolias. Beautiful flowers, but one of the hardest blooms to cultivate. Especially since they rely strictly on pure celestial energy, not only for their golden allure, but also to be useful in any kind of medicine or rituals. You got yourself into quite the mess, my friend. Oh, now don't be glum. I never said these books were entirely useless. While there is no definite way to guarantee a golden bloom, there are several methods that can increase the chances of one. Problem is, they all require a very high dosage of celestial energy. The purer it is, the higher your chances are. I'm sure you see where the problem lies with this solution. Oh, darling, we've all got things we wish we could go back and undo. But sadly, time magic isn't exactly popular down here. The only ones with access to it are those of the deep down underworld. And I'm not stupid enough to go begging them for a favor. You'll just have to grin and bear the consequences of your actions. Be thankful I'm not the little long, darling. News would have spread far and wide by now if I was. I'll gather what I can from these books, send it to you in a message. And I suppose I'll also send it to Red Sun. See if he can make heads or tails of half of these rituals. In the meantime, do yourself a favor, conserve your energy, and try and let that little fox friend of yours use as much as her power without restriction as possible. Chances are, once those shackles come off, she's still not going to be in the best of moods with you. The fox demons are amongst the proudest demons you'll find. They don't take kindly to being shackled. Fine. I'll trust that you know what you're doing. You need anything else? You know how to reach me.